So today we'll be creating that style on the thumbnail, and I want to be as fast as possible because I don't want to pieces it like yesterday. You know, I had to upload 3 times because the video was getting too lengthy, which I don't want. So now for that style, I'll be using raw silk. This is raw silk material. You can see one side is stretchy and the other side is not stretchy. So you cut your head circumference on this stretchy part. That is where you cut your head circumference. So I will be making our gathered line on it. So there is a video on how to make this gathered turban, but I just decided to, do it from here. So for the measurement for the fabric, let me start with the measurement. So this is 24 for the length, which is the head circumference, and the width is 23 because I will pleat and I will create the base, as in the base of the band rather. I will create the band from this fabric. That's why I make it 23. If you want your own band to be separate, you can use 18 or 19. So this is it. I've marked 3 inches from here to here. It's 3 inches, which I will use to create the band. Once I fold it, it's 3 inches. Once I fold it and sew, it will give me 1.5 inches. So then I created this line. This line you are seeing is 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches interval. If you want yours to be very small, you can create 1 inches or half an inch. But because 1.5 inches is actually okay. So now I'll be sewing it. I'll start with the band. I said the band is sewed together. I'm not cutting the band out, but you can cut your band out. So first of all, fold in the small part, then I fold it like this, then I sew so that it will be very neat on the inner part. Like I said, I have a tutorial on how to make this gathered turban on my YouTube channel, but I just want this live to be as detailed as possible. So the style that I did on yesterday live, you can also use this material also to create that style, and it will also come out well. Just pray today network favor me. So yesterday I wanted to talk about growth and rebranding yourself. But I think the network yesterday was acting for me. So maybe we can talk about it today. I don't know why people are joining and leaving. They are joining and leaving. Yeah. Let me be as fast as possible because I don't want this. I don't want to pieces the part at all. I just want it to be on the whole video. If you are just joining, you are welcome. If you are joining, can you just say I? So I can see you. Just say I. So now you can see I have sewed the base. See how neat it is. This is the back and this is the front. Like I said, I'm sewing the base together, the band together. You can cut the band and join it, but sewing together it will to give the same effect, the same thing. You understand? So now I'll be creating the gathered line, which I said earlier that I measured 1.5 inches. So I'll just be sewing through that line that I drew. See this gathered turban? It's very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Very, very. And it's a multi-versatile style. Even this one I'm wearing on my head. is gathered inside, but it's gathered small with half an inch. That is how small this one is. I use half an inch to gather it. So it's very tiny. If I don't get close to you, you will not see. But I think you can actually see the gathered effect. You can see it makes turban looks more beautiful. It's also the same gather we are doing here. It's just that this one is crisscross. It's crisscross, while this one is just normal turban. And I have a video on how to make this crisscross too, that I use sequins. Yeah, I use sequins. So if you want to use normal fabric like this one, you just cut it. It's the same way I did that sequence. You are going to do it. The only difference is that if you want to make it to be gathered like this, you just do step that I'm doing now. You do it on each sheet of the two material before you now crisscross it. That is just it. It's as simple as that. You know, turban is not really that hard. If you can just think outside the box. Turban is not really that hard to make. And yesterday I talked about my headwear group that is coming up by January. I said if you are interested, I'll put the link in the description box, which I forgot I didn't. I pray I remember. I'll put it today. So the link to my WhatsApp group, so you can join. You can join. That one is free. A lot of people are there already. So, but for the headwear group, that one will be happening on Telegram. So you make your payments in the WhatsApp group, then I will now add you to the main class, which is Telegram. And it will be happening for a year. So it's not, I will not call it training. It's just like a mentorship class. Because if you just normal turban training, I'll just do it for like a week. But this one is from January 2025 to December 2025. That is how long that training is. As new styles come out, I'll be making tutorials on it and putting it in that group. As in, you will be the first person to get tutorial on those styles. It's different from YouTube style. You know, YouTube video, you have to cut and edit some part, but that one I don't need to cut and edit. It will be raw like this live you are seeing. It will be very raw. So all the teas and everything will be happening there. It's for 15,000 the normal price, but early payment is ongoing. If you pay from now till 31st of December, you are eligible to pay 10,000 naira for that class. It's a 1-year class from January to December. And they'll be giving assignments. You know, there is a group for question and answer. There's where you submit your assignments. Every month I'll be uploading new designs. Any design, you know, as new design emerge, I'll be creating a detailed tutorial on it and putting it on that group. And it's happening on Telegram. So if you are in any part of the world, you can actually get access to it. So like I said, I'll put the link of my WhatsApp group in the description box below after I finish and uploaded this video. I pray I remember. So I won't forget like yesterday. I forgot to post yesterday, but I'll put it today. And if you're interested and you have not seen the link, my numbers are always on my video. So you can just message that number. It's my personal WhatsApp number, my business WhatsApp number, sorry. So you can just message and so you can see now. You can see what I'm saying. I've sewed the first line. This is the second line I'm sewing. So every line that I drew, which is 1.5 inches, I will just sew on it. Just small. You can see this is the back. You can see it. I've sewn on it. Here is the front. You can see the effect I'm talking about. But you can see that this one is wide because it's 1.5 inches. The one I'm putting on is very tiny. I use 1/2 inch for this one. So it's the same method of gather that you are going to do, just as I increase this one to 1.5, while this one is 1/2 inch. It depends on how tiny you want your gather to be. You can do 1/2 inch. You can do 7.5, as in the distance might be 7.5, or 1/2 inch, depending on how tiny you want it to be. This one is 1/2 inch. That's why it's as tiny as this one I'm putting in. This one is 1.5. So let me continue. don't know why you guys are joining and leaving. You see, the thing in this life is just do your thing. Don't be discouraged. Because after yesterday's video, I saw that about 53 people actually joined the live, but they left. So I was like, so 50 people saw my live. Okay, let me continue. Let me not look at the number, 1 or 2 people are joining. Let me just do my thing. Because if I'm looking at the number, it will discourage me from coming on live. So I just pray the network favors me today. And if you want to start anywhere business, you can start small. Start small. Don't wait until you have all the money in the world before you start any business. Start with the little you have. Start with yourself. Practice with yourself. If you sew clothes and you have a lot, you know, all these headwear, like pieces for scarf, you can use it to train. You can start from somewhere. And there is no money that is too much for you to invest in a business. I said that yesterday. No money is too much. Even me that I'm teaching, as in I've paid for about 3 different classes in this December, just because I want to upgrade. I want to know more. You understand? Advanced classes. Which are just, some are just 1 day, some are 2-day classes, and I paid. I paid some, I paid 50K, another one I paid 35. You know, no money is too much, because I'm investing it in my business. I just need to learn more, to go more about my business, and by the time I put it in, I will still gain my money back. So there's no money that is too small for you to invest in your business. If you want the best, you want to be best at your craft, you have to invest. And your investment might be you learning more, because it will save you time, to save you energy, to save you wasting of materials. You know, once you know how to make, like this one I'm making now, I'm giving you like this one I'm making now, I'm giving you the measurements and everything. So if you want to make yours, there won't be any mistake. You'll not do any mistake because you have the measurements already. That is the power of knowledge. It's good to learn more, to know more. So there is no money that is too small for you to acquire knowledge. If you are ready to be good at your craft, you learn. I'm still learning because I want to be good. I want to be better. I want to be the best at what I do. I want to give my customer the best. I want them to buy and come back more to buy. And even if I meet people, some people will say, I'll just go and watch YouTube videos. You know, YouTube video is good. For YouTube video, it will help you. Will help you if you know it. Like now, okay, you want to start sewing and you start with YouTube video. You waste a lot of fabric. I won't lie for you. You will waste a lot of fabric. You will waste a lot of fabric. But once you have the knowledge of sewing and you now went to YouTube, to be easier. It will be very, very easier. So this class that I'll be having, if you are a beginner, you can join. If you are into the headwear business, you can join, because nobody knows of. We all are still learning. So you can join because, you know, more styles will be coming out. And as more styles will coming out, I'll be posting it on that group. You'll be the first person to know how to make that design. I promise I'll be doing new design every month. Every month. Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for joining. So you can create as much pleats as more gather as you want. Please, as you are coming in and watching, kindly give me a like and give me a thumbs up. It's not easy to be coming live. Oh, give me a thumbs up. Oh. Give me a thumbs up, and if you are just seeing me, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos on how to make turbans, autogele, fascinator, anything I do at all. I'm almost through with this gathering. Maybe as fast as I can. So if you are just joining, you are welcome. I'm making the style you can see on the thumbnail. And what I'm making now is the gathered turban. I will upload the live when I finish. I will upload the live when I finish, so you can actually go back to watch in case you miss anything or there is anything you have missed. As in if you are just joining, I will upload the live so you can go back and watch from the beginning. Please, give me a thumbs up if you are joining. Just give me a thumbs up. It's not easy. Just an encouragement. Encourage me. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. So this is the last one that I'm showing. Oh no. So here is it. They are finished creating together. This is the inner, this is the inside. So this is the outer part. So like I said, I sewed my own band together. I use the same fabric for the band. But if you want to do the band to be separate, you can just cut like 22 inches for your band. After you have finished this step, you just attach the band to it. And if you want to put lining on your own, so you put the band like this, then you place the lining on top and you sew it so that the lining will be covering this part if you want to put lining. But for this one, I'm not putting lining. So here is it. So this will be the front and this is the back. You can see the same thing with the one I'm wearing, but this one is bigger. The space is bigger. I use 1.5 inches, while this one I'm wearing is for 1/2 inch. So you can do it depends on how tiny you want your pleat to be. That is the space you are going to keep. So now I'll set this aside. So for those two dropping this thing that is at the front, I think it look like those dropping at the front. So this is the fabric we are going to be using for it. So let me give you the measurement. Unfold the first one, which is the longer one. The width is 4 inches. Unfold, that is, if you open it, is 8 inches. Unfold, see, is unfold. So 4 inches unfold for the width, while the length is 9 inches for the length. This is for the longer side that will be here. Then for the shorter one, is also 4 inches for the width, same width. This one too is also unfold. is also unfold. 4 inches for the width, while the length is 6.5 inches, because this will be short. It's the same length and different length. The longer one is 9 inches, while this one is 6.5. But the width is 4 inches unfold, the same width. So now we are going to create that cuff, like half bow shape. You are going to come in from one side of the fabric. You are going to come in by 3 inches. You come in by 3 inches, or you can come in by 2 inches or 2.5. Let's do 2.5, depending on how pointy, how sharp you want it to be. So from that 2.5 inches that you drew, you just create a slant. Look at it. You just create a slant. This is the 2.5 inches for here. So this is the mark. I just created a slant straight down. So same thing I did for this one too. So now I will sew it right side facing each other. This is the right side facing each other. So from this slant, I will sew it like this. Slant way, then I'll come up. I'll do the same thing for this one too. I'll start from this slant, this pointy part. I'll sew it. I'll follow the chalk that I do. Then I'll sew this side too. This side too. I'll sew it. I'll leave this mouth open because that's where we are going to turn it out from. So let's sew. The length can be longer and it can be shorter depending on how long you want it to be. The material I'm using is Wool Silk. I'm using Wool Silk material. It's Wool Silk I use for most of my turban. So I finished sewing it, so I'll trim off this excess here. You can see we have the V shape, the slash shape. I'll do the same thing for this one too. Trim off this excess here. And now put it inside out. Hello, thank you for joining. Kindly please like my video. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Are you guys not enjoying my video? Are you not enjoying the live? Give me a thumbs up. Just click on the like button. The one that look like this. And if you are new here, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll be glad you did. So here is it. And this is the smaller part. You can see. You can see. If you don't want the difference to be too big, you can do it like this. Then I'll just trim off this upper part. But if you want the difference to be big, you can see. Depending on, and if you don't want it to be as wide as this, you can be, I measured 4 inches. You can reduce yours to 3 inches or 2.5 inches, depending on how you want it. You can readjust this, all the measurement I'm giving you, to your own preference, to how you want it to be. You understand? This is just the illustration on how you are going to make this style. So now I'll take my turban head. I'll fold it into 2 so that I'll be able to locate the middle part. Where's my chalk? My chalk is not here. So I will use my pin to create a mark at the middle part so that I'll be able to locate where the middle is. So now this one, I'm going to sew it at the middle, like this, depending on where you want it to be. Now if I finish sewing it, this is going to fall at my left hand side, like this, because it will be like this on the head, to fall on my left hand side. And if you want yours to be on the right hand side, you can do it this way. so that when you wear it, it will fall on the right hand side. I think I'll prepare this right hand side and the left hand side. So let me do this right hand side. And I don't want this space to be too much here. So I'm going to cut off this upper part. The upper part is a bit too long, so I'm going to cut it off. So I cut it like an inch out of it, like 1 inch out of it. So here is it. I think I like this like this. I'm looking at it like this thing is too wide, or should I just leave it like this? Let's see. Is it too wide? Is it too wide? If it's too wide, let's reduce it. You can adjust this thing to your preference. So I'll just turn it back to where I sew. Turn it back. When you are creating something, you don't have to be lazy, except you would like the outcome of what you want. And if you don't like the outcome, you can adjust it to however you want. I measure 4 inches before, so now I'm going to reduce it to 3 inches. I will reduce it to 3 inches. I'll do the same thing for the smaller one. I will reduce it to 3 inches. And if you like it, that 4 inches that I did earlier, you can leave yours. So you can, you can reduce or increase the length to your own preference. So if you want 3 inches, instead of cutting 4 inches, you can cut 3.5, so that half an inch will be for your sewing. Then after you finish sewing, it will give you 3 inches. So you can just cut 7 instead of you can cut 3.5 instead of the 4. The 3.5 is on fold though. But by the time you open it, it will give you 7. This one now, by the time I open it, it will give me 8. But on fold is 4 inches. But now I have reduced it to 3 inches because it was like it was giving too wide on my head. And I always like to follow my instinct and make something I like, something that is good on me. It will be good on my customer. Except the customer send me, oh, I want it to be like this, which I don't mind. So now this is the middle that I located with my office pin. So I'm going to do it this way. Sew it like this because I want it to fall on my right hand side. If you want it to fall on your left hand side, you sew it here. Before you sew it, you should know the side it will fall at when you finish sewing. So that's why I'm showing you like this. You put it like this because when you wear your turban, this is how it will be on you. So I know that when I finish wearing this one now, it will fall on my right hand side. But if I sew it here, it will fall on my left hand side. You get me? So now I will sew it not from the band though. I will not sew it from the band. I will start from this measurement from where I sewed the band here. This one. So I will sew it straight. But I'll make sure it is at the middle. So I'm just going to sew it straight. And if you want it to be on the band too, you can also sew it on the band. I think the picture was sewn on the band. So let's sew it on the band. I just like to alternate things that I do. So here is it. I have finished sewing it. So now we are going to finish our turban. Fold it into 2. Let's close it up here. Let me give you a tip on how you can make your turban, the inside of your turban, to be neat. This is it. You don't want all these rough edges to be showing, except you want to whip the mouth. When you finish sewing it, you can leave it like this, but I'm not whipping the mouth. So for you to do it that way, you're going to fold it like this. You do one and you do two, just as if you are tucking in. You open it like this, you do one and you do two, and you sew it like this and like this. That is how I used to close the inner of my turban, and it's very, very neat. To be neat and beautiful. So when you want to cut, you have that 1 or half an inch that you are going to use to fold the mouth. You add it to your measurement. That is why I use 24, because normally I usually use 22 because this fabric is stretchy. A woman head size, an adult head size is 23, but this fabric is very stretchy, so I actually use 22. But now I cut 23 because of this folding that I will do at the end to make the inner part to be neat. But if you know you are going to be whipping your own, you don't need to fold it like this. I'm going to trim off all the thread and fold it in. Just how you used to fold in the mouth of your ashoke. That's how you are going to fold it in. And if you want your own to have back draw, that is, you want the band to be shorter and the band to be longer at the back, you can. It's the base method that is perfect for you. So if you want it to have back draw, you have to use your base. And then you have to cut your band separately if you want it to have back draw. And mind you, this part you are not going to sew it finish. This down part, I did not sew it finish, because we are going to pass our band through here. See, there is an opening here. I did not sew it finish, so you are going to leave it. You are not going to sew it finish. You leave it. So now you can see the neatness I said, because I fold it inside. I tuck it in. You see how very neat it is. So now we are going to use our needle and thread to create our gathers. We are going to create our gathers down here, and you will create our gathers at this center part too. So the gathers at the center part, but it's that gather that will give this, that will make all these things you do to be very, very bouncy and beautiful. Where is my hand needle? Oh goodness. I'm so sorry. Let me look for my hand needle. I'm supposed to have created a needle and thread down. Now I'm looking for my needle. So, and for your gather, make sure your thread is in 4. You cut it in 4. In fact, you can even do 8 for the gather part, so that your thread will be so strong it will not cut on time. Sometimes I usually do 4, sometimes I usually do 8, but now I'm doing 4. but 8 is better than 4. Don't do like me. You make your thread into 4 plates to be very, very strong, and to make the gathering to last. So lest I forget, this third part, I know how I told you that I usually use 22, so I'm going to measure it. If it's up to 22 divided by C, it's even lesser than 22, which is okay. This is giving 10 and a half. It's perfect because this fabric stretches a lot, and I like turban to be firm on the head, not tight but firm. Turban being too big on the head, it will not have any fitting. So now this down part, I'm going to gather it. I'll gather the down part. And when you are gathering, you pass your needle through it 2 times. Don't just pass your needle through it once and you leave it all. Don't let your gathering reach the bound part. Just leave that side. Then I will leave 2 of my thread because I'll be using it to tie it. I will leave little. Then I'll go through it back. You can go through your gather like 2 to 3 times to make sure it's very tight and secure. Because this thing, they are really funny. Might have finished doing everything and the thread will just cut. You have to start all over. So that's why it's better to be sure, to be very, very sure that this thing is strong, tight, and durable. You don't want to give your customer a turban and this gather part loose. That spoil your work here. So you have to make sure it is very, very tight. When I want to do it, I go through it like 2 to 3 times. And when I'm tying my knot, I tie my knot like 4, 5, 6 times. It's even uncountable. Just to make sure the knot is strong and durable. It can last the gather. So now we'll do the center part. So for this center part, we are picking just this gathered. We are picking just this gathered part here. This gathered part here is what we are picking. We pick it at the center only. Make sure you follow through the center. We pick it. So I'm going to start from the base here. Just a little bit, like small difference from where I saw that one, from where I saw the style that will be here, but it's still at the middle. So you can see how I'm passing it. Let me go closer. You can see I'm just passing it through this gather that I created. You see. And this one too, when I'm going through it, I go through it like 2 to 3 times also, to be very, very sure, so that it will be very, very secure. Thread can be so funny, very, very funny. So you have to be sure. And here is the last one. The opening is still there. There's still an opening here. It's still here. This place. So like I said, I usually leave my thread, a little small thread here, so that when I go back, I'll use that thread to tie it. So now I'm going back again. You can go back like 2, 3, 4 times. When it comes to turban, headwear, or anything sewing at all, you don't rush while doing it. You take your time and do it, and it will give you the best results. Give you the best results. And you don't manage resources like, I want to manage the thread, I want to manage this. No. If you want to do it, you create time for it and you do it very, very well. It's the outcome that matters. And if you want your work to give you a very neat and beautiful outcome, you have to create time for it and do it very well. You can see how many times I'm making my knots. I don't make knots 1 or 2 times. I make knots like 5, 6, 7 times. So here is it. Let me turn it to the front. Here's the back. And this is the front. Here is our this thing at the front. So now it can be looking small, oh. You know it's stretchy, but then I wear it on. So now for our band that we are going to use to hold it here, this is the measurement. 4 inches for the width, while the length is 6.5. So I'm going to join it right side facing each other. I will sew it and turn it out. Let me close my thread. If you have watched to this point, kindly give me a thumbs up, like my video, and if you are just joining, don't worry, I will upload the video so that you can go back and watch, because we have gone a very long way, very long way. If you are the type that like your turban to be very big, you know the width of my own that I did was 24 inches. You can make yours to be 28 inches, you understand? Make it to be 28 inches, 20. You can use 30 inches, depending on how big you want your turban to be, you understand? But the band, if you want to cut the band separately, the band usually use 22 with the sewing allowance. 22, or let's say you use 23 with the sewing allowance. So when you finish sewing it, it will give you 22 for the band. So the many other ones, after you finish joining and folding it to make it neater, then it will give you back drop. It will drop at the back. It will be tight at the band and it will drop. That is what we call back drop. So now I have sewed the band. So this sewing part will be inside, and this is the front part. So remember, there is an opening here. So we are going to put our opening. This side that I sew will be up. It will be up like this because we are going to turn it. So and I will pass it. I'll pass it from inside. You see, I'll bring it out here. You can see, and I'm going to sew. I'm going to sew it down. So I finished sewing, I'm cutting out the excess. So after sewing, I'm going to turn it so that the sewing part will be down. You don't even know where they sew it from. So I will turn it inside out. So you are going to make sure it's covering this one that we sew. It's covering the sewing. So you can use your glue gun to keep it in place, to to glue it down like this, just to keep it in place. So this opening part that we left, we are going to turn it to the back, and we are going to close it. This opening part. So we are going to close it. You can close it with a thread, or you can just sew through it, which I'm going to do now. I will sew through it. So now, let me bring our mannequin. Let's wear it on her. My beautiful mannequin. Say hi. So you can see I'm trying to adjust it. Like I said, you can use glue gun to glue it down, just to cover the sewing part of this one, or you can use your needle and thread to tack it down. If you know you are going to add applique, use needle and thread. But if you know you are just going to you are going to leave it plain like this, you can use your glue gun to add it down and press it so that to cover that side. So let's look for something to embellish this style, this side. So you can see, let me show you the back. So the back, here is the front. See how beautiful it is. So let's look for something to a little bit of applique to just put it here. To just beautify that place. Oh Lord, see the way this applique fly off. So I still have two to put here. You put on here. You can glue it down, and you can use your needle and thread. But let me glue it down. You can use your glue gun or your normal gun. So I'm using this my normal gun. I'm trying to put glue at the two at the same time. So the glue I'm using, this one is B6000. So you can use glue gun, you can use any gun. So let's glue it here. So here is it. Here is the finished look of our beautiful turban. So see it here. Just to the side, to the front, to the other side. See, bring it forward. You can see the fullness of this side is because of this front gather that we did. I give it this. Look at the back, the other part. See. So if you have watched to this point, thank you so much for joining my live. Thank you, thank you. So like I said, if you want to join the Edwear group, which is 15,000 for normal price, but if you are paying from now till December 31st, you pay 10,000 naira. It's an online group, like a mentorship group for a whole year, from January 2025 to December 2025. I'll put my WhatsApp and the link to the WhatsApp group in the description box, so you can just click on it and join the WhatsApp group. That one is free. So when you make payment from the WhatsApp group, you'll be joined to the Telegram group. The training will be happening on Telegram from January to December. As new styles of turbans emerge, I'll be creating more tutorials and I'll be posting it on that. It's different from the YouTube tutorial. YouTube tutorial is different from that one. You know, YouTube, you have to cut, edit and all that, but that one is raw, just like this life you are seeing now, from beginning to the end, and you have access to me. There will be a challenge, you understand. I'll give you an assignment, you do your assignment, you'll be having student of the week. That class promises to be very, very massive and good, and you don't want to miss out. So if you are paying from now till December 31st, you are paying just 10,000 naira. But from January next year, it will be 15,000 naira, which is the normal price. Well, thank you guys so much for joining my live. See you guys in another one. Bye bye.